Google Stadia is going extinct? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Clean Tech, home of daily technology news and reviews, and today we're going to be talking about Google Stadia. Today's video is brought to you by Clean Phone. More on them at the end of the video. Evidently, Google Stadia is coming up to a close. I'm sure the users who are a part of that ecosystem are already in the know, if not all, most. And today we're specifically going to cover exactly how to get a refund and if that's possible in your situation. Let's jump right in. Stadia is going the way of the dodo, that means extinction, but Google is offering Stadia users refunds for hardware and games. Hey, that's something that you didn't thought possible. Let's see how exactly that goes around. Google Stadia is shuffling off this mortal coil on January 18th, but thankfully, Google is offering refunds for anyone that purchased a Stadia hardware or games from the Stadia Store. Google has made an official statement with details regarding the Stadia platform and when users can expect refunds, but here's a synopsis of what we know so far. Stadia will remain operational until January 18th, and you'll continue to have access to your games until then, giving you the opportunity to transfer progress and tie up other loose ends. However, Google has disabled the Stadia storefront, so you won't have the ability to make any additional purchases, and that's obviously to stop people who aren't in the know about, Stadia coming to a close, and, they just want to prevent, more refunds and more headache, pretty much. If you purchase any of the following hardware through the Google Store or made any game purchases or in-game transactions in the Stadia Store, you can expect a full refund. Here's, everything that the refund policy applies on: Stadia Controller, Stadia Founders Edition, Stadia Premier Edition, Play and Watch with Google TV package. So as long as you fall in that list or on that criteria, you can expect a full refund. While Google hasn't provided an exact timeline as to when you can expect a refund, it expects to have addressed the majority of refunds by mid-January 2023. To be honest, when Stadia first released, it had, at least in my eyes, a lot of potential. And I thought, hey, if any company has the resources to pull this off, it's, probably Google. And that's obviously not the case today. So I was wrong. No shame in denying that. But, really would have liked to see it actually succeed. I mean, had it succeeded, it would have given PlayStation and Xbox, or Sony or Microsoft, however you want to call it, a run for their money in the most literal sense possible. I mean, come on, you're talking about being able to take games literally anywhere on the go, snappy snap, a click away. Like, how cool is that? Currently, the only exception to these refund policies are payments made toward a Stadia Pro subscription. Any current subscribers will continue to have access to their games without any additional charge. For those of you who are wondering, what about if I keep the Stadia controller as an example? I mean, it's a handheld, it's a controller. I can just use it to play other games. I mean, we don't have anything concrete on that, but my speculation or my 2 cents say that, obviously any game controller, it has, software, it has drivers, and they need to work with whatever the console or the system or the computer or whatever the device is that you're trying to connect to. They need to be able to communicate, and that's basically software. And, if they're basically canceling the whole project and retracting it, chances are they're gonna stop supporting that code or that software, and eventually it'll just get run out of the system, where new services or platforms or consoles or computers, whatever you want to call that, to the point where all of those devices, they'll just stop supporting it. And that at that point, according to my 2 cents, then again, it'll just be, like a physical controller that you can't really put to good use. But yeah, that's just my prediction on that, really. How exactly do you get a refund? According to Google's official FAQ regarding the announcement of Stadia Shutdown, most users will have their original payment method refunded for the amount of their purchase. You don't have to return your hardware to Google to be eligible, but you'll be contacted through the email associated with your Stadia account if further steps are required. So it's not necessarily clear exactly whether or not you're required to return your hardware. That's, I guess, very situational. That can very well differ from one person to the next, but hey, if it happens to you, just don't be surprised. Something to look out for. The process may differ slightly based on where you live and the payment method you originally used, but Google will have additional details available in the coming months. Right now, we'd recommend checking your inbox and making sure that Stadia emails aren't blacklisted so you don't miss out on any important updates. See, considering if they do send you out an email where they're saying, hey, can you please send us our stuff back so that we can, issue that refund of yours, and you miss out on that email or you don't end up returning the stuff, well, guess what? You're stuck with hardware that's eventually going to die out, and you're not getting a refund. So there you go. These policies apply to any hardware that was purchased directly through the Google online storefront, but you shouldn't attempt to return the hardware to any physical locations like a Google Store or Best Buy, as they'll be unable to process returns or refunds. So this is mano a mano, you and Google, in your inbox, not in physical reality. But just don't take your hardware out to a store. If you're doing that, just know that that's not the right approach to do things, and if at all that's something that's required of you, Google will reach out to you in your inbox. It's currently unclear if hardware purchased through Best Buy will be eligible for a refund, but as soon as we hear on that, any news whatsoever, I'll make sure to keep you guys posted on that. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it from my end. Let me know your thoughts about it down in the comment section below. CleanPhone is the perfect phone for your kids because it allows you to manage everything on the phone remotely. It has tons of amazing features, such as easily allowing you to pick and choose which apps and games your child can use, provides you access to active phone monitoring, including SMS and phone call usage, allows you to control how long and how often your kids can use apps or the internet. You can even check their call and SMS logs, including inbound and outbound calls and messages, and it is the perfect way to manage their screen time. Check them out in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great day.